Well, for the last 5 years, a local man has been archiving the props that lawmakers use on the House and the Senate floor to make their points.
Yeah, he's dedicated his Twitter page to the archive and personally has nearly 6,000 of these props. Please welcome William Gray to the show. How are you, Bill?
Hi, guys. I'm doing well. How are you?
All right.
Good.
So how do you get interested in something like this?
So believe it or not, this used to be my day job at C-SPAN.
Oh, really? Oh, well, that makes
Your
sense.
day job was getting props?
No, my day job was watching the House and the Senate and the administration. And one night, I was talking with a few reporters, and we were wondering why had nobody ever done this. Made a page so you could see all of these props.
Sure.
And lo and behold, I decided to do it, and here we are 5 years later.
How are you getting the props? I mean, are they giving them to you, or how do you get them?
So the physical one right next to me, which is the Pope from 2015, I simply called a retiring member's office and said, "You're leaving. Do you have any you'd like to give me?" And they were really nice and gave me 3 of them, and so I brought one tonight.
What is the significance of the one we have right here?
This was retiring Congresswoman Janice Hahn, and this was when she gave a floor speech just about the Pope and his visit to D.C. and what it meant to her constituents. And it was just one they didn't want to keep, so I got to keep it.
We are looking at some of the other props I guess you've obtained. What are some of the more unusual ones that you can remember?
Some of the more unusual ones was definitely Tom Coburn tearing up a giant credit card. He was a member of Congress known for not liking the national debt. You may remember Senator James Inhofe, who came in with a snowball to talk about climate change. And then you know that Donald Trump, actually, big fan of charts and props himself. You'll see a giant, long, white piece of paper talking about regulations.
I remember that.
And then Jeff Merkley used the famous inauguration back and forth in a hearing to talk about the photos, and that generated a lot of interest.
So what's amazing is, we're in this age of technology right now, and this is such an arcane way of getting your point across, yet it's so enduring through the years. I know Chuck Schumer seems to be the biggest fan right now. Would you say that he's pretty close to that?
Chuck Schumer is the biggest fan by far with people who follow the archive.
And by the way, do you notice that every time he has a chart, he has to draw something on the chart to say, that is not true?
I think that has evolved over the years. He used to just use, kind of that bad clip art imagery you would find back in 1995, and now he's a little more interactive.
Last but not least, I'm just curious, is there something that you've seen that you want to get your hands on that you haven't gotten your hands on yet that you can remember?
I would love to get my hands on a Donald Trump tweet, but I think they're saving those for the next couple of years.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of those.
I think so, too, yes.